Alright, we're unmuted.
Okay.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Jamie. I put the wrong label, sorry.
Mislabeled.
Trying to kill me.
Oh yeah, no, we're playing Bioshock and we're trying to do a speed record to see how fast we can kill an IRL person.
I guess I'll level here.
Yeah, it's easy. Just find an electrical weapon or whatever, and then just start using it a lot. That'll do it.
It's just flashing lights.
Shocking.
Yeah, but flashing me kills me.
Chicago Power Prob 2.
Jamie, are you gonna be okay?
I will try.
There we go. It's like, it's not launching.
I got warm food in my belly, so I'm gonna be yawning.
Of course you guys are yawning.
Well, it's also a side effect of my issues, so meh.
Stop yawning.
Never.
I have been pursuing.
Okay, Jamie is the only one I'll allow to yawn. Will, you're not allowed to yawn.
Too bad. I will yawn. I will yawn forever.
We go.
Well, Jamie, how's your week been?
Crazy.
Okay.
We deep cleaned the house.
Is it already springtime to do that?
I don't have to do it in springtime.
But the term spring cleaning.
Some
That's
will
more
have
of a
to.
deep cleaning.
Some do it in the fall too. My sister and them have to get theirs done on the 3rd of next month for an inspection on the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Our inspection already happened, but the house has been in need of a deep clean.
We haven't done a deep cleaning in our apartment in like forever. I think the last time we did that was probably like last year. Sometime last year at least.
We did get a tiny medal last session.
Yep. Jamie, we got a tiny medal and we got a couple new monsters.
Why is it we don't get tiny medals when I'm around?
I don't know. I will find out if this is get some tiny medals.
That's a nut.
It's a mystic nut. I don't need a potion.
Oh.
I've also in one of the previous sessions, Jamie, I don't know if you were there, but apparently I've overstockpiled my inventory to the point where I have like an overabundance of world dews, elf waters, and potions and all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
You are prepared.
I'm prepared for the final boss whenever we decide to go after him.
It being a horde goblin, one of those thingies.
Mm-hmm.
A what?
Horde goblin?
Being a, I don't know one of those little gremlin goblin thingies that just hoards every item.
Oh,
the
okay. I
end.
heard something completely different that was not appropriate for stream.
That's what I thought you were thinking. That's what I was legitimately thought you were thinking.
That word never passes my lips. I was raised by my mother correctly. That word will never pass my lips.
That's why I was confused, because I'd never heard you use such a word before.
That's why I like that when I heard horde goblin, I was just like, when you said what, I immediately was like, did Jamie just misinterpret that to the other word?
My apologies, Will.
It happens. It's easily misinterpreted. It's one of those words.
Well, stop speaking in such an accent, Will.
It's less an
Can't
accent.
help
more
it. There's
like
accents that will
people.
come out of me. especially with some of the ancestry I found I have. I will even have the Irish and Scottish accent that'll even come out of me, and I will not like it. It's not funny.
I
Jimmy,
am Heinz 57.
height 57. What's that?
A little bit of everything, primarily Germanic and Scandinavian.
Oh, have you ever met any of your like? Have you I won't say I haven't met any ancestors' graveyards. You haven't been to any of those areas though, right?
I have. This is the farthest I have gone.
That's true. One day I want to go back to Korea and see if I can grab my ancestral book. Even though it probably only has records of like the family members in terms of their names and maybe their portrait.
The only places I've traveled to is Oregon, California, and Idaho. That's it.
I think Mom has a coat of arms from one of our ancestors.
What did they fight in like World War One or Two?
Yes.
Wow.
Not on the winning team.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, that was a terribly tasteless joke.
No, I mean it's still true though.
For World War One, yes. For World War Two, both were U.S. Most of my ancestors were U.S. military for World War II.
Okay. So so it's easily be traceable in a sense. You know what's sad is that like definitely within the next few years to 10 years, all the World War II veterans will all have passed away. So the greatest, like the worst wars of all of history, survivors will have. No one else will be there to retell their stories if they don't pass all their stories on.
My non-biological grandfather, when he passed away, he was the last of his little group. And then they released a whole bunch of stuff.
You mean like diaries and stuff?
Declassified top secret documents.
Well, to be honest, a lot of declassified stuff have an expiration date after like what 70 something years, not 70, or it's some amount of years. And
some amount of years, or until the last person involved dies.
Which is a weird way to put it, but I guess so. That's how Argo, the movie, was made, and I actually did genuinely like that movie.
Jeez. Oh, I can't remember which. He did some real scary things.
What, the declassified stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Anything declassified has, like, is a very scary, it can be a very scary thing. You know what's funny is that, you know those very big stealth jets that can destroy an entire this entire city if they really choose to do so from America, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, apparently, I learned that while it was still in the classified state, like super classified, they were being built and tested in Area 51. And I think it was some army dudes who accidentally gone up a little bit too close to Area 51 and also went a little bit too high, and they saw that stealth jet from afar. And because they did that, they were called out. They had to be go into like a general and whatever, and then they had to be told whatever they saw what did not exist. They could not even say a single word about it for like I guess for however long.
Yeah, cause spoiler alert.
If only people were like that serious about spoilers on the internet.
I know, right?
One can dream.
You know what? One thing I should try to do for us, maybe like this group, we should probably, because like I know that once Dragon Warrior Monsters is finally done, I don't mind continuing stuff within the series. Because one thing I was considering, well, I mean, just considering like just now, is that what we could do is dedicate time to go through other Dragon Quest games together.
And I need to still send you a bunch of stuff.
And no rush, Jamie.
It is a bit of a rush just because of the fact that we've had it for far too long, and I have not even had time to look at them, unfortunately.
What, my games?
Uh-huh.
It's no worries there, Jamie. Like, really do not worry about that.
It's more of my own personal hang up.
Yeah, but you can also have, like... Did Chris beat Conquest?
That I have not been had a chance to ask.
You should probably ask him, because I would at least like him to beat Conquest. At least both of you to beat the games that you guys set out to play. Like, you can send me the ones back that you guys haven't touched or beat. And then the ones that you haven't beaten yet, or have already started playing, you guys can hold on for a while.
Okay. Also, I managed to find something cool
Ooh.
that I'll probably send with the games.
Ooh.
That is specifically for Yamato.
Okay. I'll let her know. Yeah, no, but I was thinking like playing other Dragon Quest games, because I don't know, Will, Jamie, what do you guys feel like? Actually, no, Will won't get Dragon Quest 3. Hi, Will Luigi. Yes, Jamie is very sleepy today.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You had a very, very long time. Of like a long week and everything.
It'll be a bit before I get the
half-hour shift with a bunch of people being silly.
The Dragon Quest, the
3 remake.
Yeah, it'll be a bit before I get that.
Jamie, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it or what?
I do plan on getting it. It's just one of those things that I may have to wait.
No worries. Well, one of the things I could do, because I own quite a bit of Dragon Quest games. I almost own, I think I almost own more than half of the series. One of the things I could do is play Dragon Quest games, whether it be from the main series or spin-offs, because I do own the sequels to these games, and then there's also the remakes of Dragon Warrior Monsters on the 3DS. So it's one of those like, do we want to ever explore those avenues after this game? Because again, we're relatively close to the end. It's literally just these two monsters with a bit of training. And outside of the training, when we make the final monsters, we then decide to whether go after the new portals that we haven't played yet, which by then we should have like solid monsters, or move on to a different series. What do you be interested in?
Sure.
Are you gonna be okay, Jamie?
I am okay. I just head off my life. I may stay up past 9 o'clock without slurring my words. Or trying to fall into a mop bucket at work.
I mean, how's the kids?
Nuts.
Nuts?
Nuts. I love them, but they're nuts.
Well, They are the equivalent of little gremlins that you and Chris created.
Eesh.
They're like
I'm
the...
a t-
What was... Jeepers Creepers? No, not Jeepers Creepers. What was those little gremlins? Oh, no, it's a movie called Gremlins. Literally called Gremlins.
There's a movie called Gremlins.
The
I have to make sure not
mogwais
to
and
feed
then
them after midnight.
don't get them
Oh,
wet. Don't get them wet. Don't feed them after midnight.
I for.
What'd you
They're
forget,
called
Jamie?
Mogwais.
I forgot. I need to.
You feed them after midnight, they become gremlins.
Of course.
They're feed them after 3 p.m. They're gremlins.
Yeah, it's because they ask for food.
Technically, every time after, we're always after midnight.
It's true. This is true.
Advantage.
Are you gonna be okay, Jamie?
Is,
If you need to go to
Sorry.
bed, you can go to bed. You're not forced to be here.
I don't want to be. I did not force to be here. I'm
I know.
Sleepy.
I know you're sleepy.
I miss playing with you.
I know, we miss playing with you too. I mean...
How much have to remake an Eevee scarf?
Ooh. Okay, what kind of Eevee? Like, is it the regular Eevee or is it like one of the Eevee evolutions?
Just a regular Eevee. It's just pretty much a two-toed scarf with a little Eevee tail.
You know what's... You know... I had just a terrible thought, Jamie. I am sorry. I just had the terrible thought of when you said an Eevee scarf and my brain immediately went to... So you're skinning an Eevee.
Not quite crocheting one. But it does involve stabbies and hooks.
Give it to Will. He's good at stabbing people in the back.
Hey!
I'm good at stabbies with hooks.
Is it not wrong, Will? You stabbed me in the back multiple times.
Oh. When?
Let's see. Uno. Let's see. Alien Swarm. Shot me in the back multiple times.
That's shooting, not stabbing.
Same difference.
No. Stabbing is with the knife going into the back. Shooting is with bullets going into the back.
Still same thing.
No, it's not. It's different.
Jamie, it's the
Bullets,
same thing.
tiny thing. Bullets, tiny, sharp is tiny thing going into back. Stabbing is with the bigger thing going into back.
Jamie, is it the same thing as stabbing?
No. Shooting requires propulsion.
Okay.
Stabbing requires force and direct contact.
Also, Luigi, is everyone's audio good? Because I know that I've played around with some people's audio, and I want to make sure that every audio is good.
I am not a good example of good audio.
Well, everyone's audio on Discord I can at least separate.
Look, it's a night.
Yep. I'm gonna try battling and see what we can do. I think everyone's good enough in terms of damage.
Here, fine. There's two monsters.
There we go. Sid! What's up? Hello, Governor. How you doing? Also, hi, Skull. Skull, let me know if any audio is off, because I got Will and Jamie, and again, I've been playing around with audios. Jamie, can you say something again?
Something.
Something. Not much, just vibing for now. I'm glad you were vibing. We've been battling through this game for a little bit. I have 2 Andriels, which are gonna be used to make 2 Metal Dracks.
No, Electro Bloom.
Yeah, metal Drax are going to be used to make the gold golem because I need to use those to make the Iceman and Lava Man. Lava Man I can make right away. Iceman is going to be a little bit trickier because I need to make like either a White King or something else. I forget. I have to look it up. But I will look it up afterwards. Because all I'm doing right now is training.
Yeah.
You know what? I might have to try the servant portal before Jamie logs off to at least see if we can get the servant. What do I find? I used to play. Oh, really? So Dragon Warrior monster. So Dragon Warrior, have you heard of Dragon Quest, the game series? So Dragon Warrior back in the day, especially from like the 1990s to 1980s, 1990s, 1980s to like around 2000s, they were called Dragon Warrior monsters. Oh no, not Warrior Monsters. They're just called Dragon Warrior, the game series, because Dragon Quest, I believe it was slightly considered like they didn't want to get some copyright issues potentially, and so they went with Dragon Warrior. Dragon Quest is pretty much the granddaddy, the pioneer of JRPGs. Like it is the series when you say what made JRPGs, and this is the series. Monsters is a sub-series of Dragon Quest games, and it's, if you want to know what is similar to Dragon Quest Monsters, it's pretty much calling it a Pokemon game, but with Dragon Quest like actual monsters. It's not exactly Fire Emblem because it's not much strategy. I would say it's still more Pokemon-esque because you go capture monsters, you breed them for better monsters, you get like the moves and stats and everything. Fire Emblem, unfortunately, is like you have a team and you use to battle all that stuff. I forgot that Fire Emblem was JRTS. Yeah, it is. Jamie, you still doing good?
I'm still okay.
No, it's totally fine, Sid. Again, like Fire Emblem is pretty popular, and especially nowadays, so it's not your fault. It's one of those things.
It's...
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you keep going.
It Dragon Quest Monsters is odd.
It is definitely a bit of an odd series. I grew up with it, but Fire Emblem is also, again, like it's unique.
No, we're harassing the king now.
For Dragon Quest, I saw it the first time on the 3DS. Yes, there are a few remakes on the 3DS actually. I don't think, Jamie, do you know if Dragon Quest, like an actual game mainline, came on the 3DS? I think only Dragon Quest 11 came on 3DS, right?
No, there's several main quests.
Well, I'm not counting
either directly or remade for the DS.
I'm okay, not remade, like actually like made for the 3DS new
Sentinels
entries.
of the Starry Sky.
But that's DS, not 3DS though.
I don't know. I know for certain Sentinels of the Starry Sky was an OG DS.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. Game trailer looks so fun. I saw many people. Yeah, no. Dragon Quest is legitimately a fun series if you like RPGs.
RPGs, funny puns.
Yeah, I consider it definitely one of the better series. Journey of the Cursed King is a remake of 8. Yes, that's 8. It is I I heard it's a good entry. So if you want to try that, go for it. Luckily, a lot of 3DS games have gone down in prices, so it's a good time now. Journey of the Cursed King is a pretty good one. Yeah, and I heard like there's like a bunch of other ones like story-wise that are really, really good. Like Dragon Quest V. But yeah, 3DS has some remakes. Some of them, like Dragon Quest, unfortunately, is still pretty unpopular in the West, even though 11 made a lot of like records in the West, kind of thing.
I think it's actually more popular than Legend of Zelda in Japan.
Yeah, I definitely say so. Legend of Zelda is more of a Western thing, funny enough, but yeah, in what Jamie said, it is definitely a well-liked series in Japan. Like that's the reason why it's still being made, even though people in America are like, oh, why? Or in Western countries are like, why is it being made? There's no one likes this game. It's like it's selling poorly here. It's because in Japan it is actually insanely popular.
We don't get the good stuff.
Yeah, we don't even get.
I'm salty.
We don't even get the Slime Pro Controller.
No, I am so salty.
Yeah, I actually own a copy of Dragon Quest V. I bought it when it was a little over $100, and I was like, I'm gonna get it right now because I heard it was a great game, and I actually, funny enough, started a playthrough back in 2020, and I have yet to go back to it. I have one episode out on my YouTube channel already on. You can go watch it. I worked quite a bit on it, but I never went back to go into it, and that's just my own thing. If there is actually demand for me to go back to it, I will wholeheartedly go back to it.
Some of the Dragon Quests can be a bit of a grind.
Yes, but
But they're
yeah, I would say like a lot of the Dragon Quest games are high demand, but that's only because it's so rare. But again, like 5 I've heard is like the game that has like the best that has the best in terms of what's the word I'm looking for? Story. Like it's always, I heard it's the best in story. Is that something you heard too, Jamie?
I don't know.
I mean, what Dragon Quest game did you really like feel like you really wanted to get into?
I know Starry Skies has a special spot for me just because it was one of the first mainline Dragon Quest games I could afford.
They're so expensive. Yeah, they are. If you have it on the Switch, they are not that expensive. You can get them digitally. I would recommend that too. Let me see.
1, 2, and 3 are available on the Switch. The 3 is about to be an 2D HD remake soon, and 1 and 2 are supposed to be released later next year.
Yep. And if you don't have a Switch but have a PC, there is 3 is on, the remake is coming, and 1 and 2 will probably come onto Steam. 3 remake is coming out in next month. Dragon Quest Monsters Dark Prince, which is the newest in the series, and I honestly Will and I have beaten it. Jamie also likes it, she has played it. I consider
have played it. I have not beaten it by far. I'm barely out of the beginning.
Yeah, but it's there. It's this series. There's a couple spin-off like Dragon Quest Treasures. There's the main entry of a series, Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition, which I would recommend because I actually do like it, and it's like a really good entry to the series. I'm playing it.
It is very good, and in terms of being easy to pick up and play, it is great, and you will be playing for hours.
Yep, and again, like if you don't want to get those expensive, I'm also an advocate for people who want to play emulations. Oh yeah, you're also playing it, Skull, yeah. Which I don't know where you are right now with it. Um, but I also, again, like, I advocate for some emulations because it is one of those series, as you saw, Sid, how it is extremely expensive to get a lot of the games. Some of the NES copies are a little bit expensive, especially 3 and 4. DS 4, 5, 6 are expensive. And luckily, the 3DS copies have gone down in prices. And then, like, the Joker series, like Joker 2, Jamie, that you borrowed from me, I bought that at like over $100. It's now going down to $100.
That's part of the reason why I'm still nervous that they're here, Nick. I'm not gonna lie, it's because they are expensive.
I know, but again, I trust you as, like, you're a very careful person, so I trust you in a lot of ways with my games more than myself.
I'm a person, but I have very bad luck, Nick.
Yeah, but I trust you more than myself. Because I sometimes I throw them around at times. No problem. Emulation is nice for GBA. Yeah, and like again, like it's one of those things. Like I'm a person who likes to play games as like physical copies. Like this game I have right now is it's like the physical copy that me and my brother played when we were younger. Funny enough, we actually got this in a sense for free because one airplane flight, I think, to Korea when we were coming back, we were coming off the airplane. And we got off the airplane, and my mom comes down the escalators when we got off the airplane, and she comes down saying, like, you guys forgot your game, and it's just this black cartridge with no label. And my brother and I is like, we don't have a game of this kind. And he's like, oh, okay, well, here you go. We just took someone else's game, unfortunately. A little sad, but that's the game we got, and we played it, and we actually beat it a long time ago. So this is just me replaying it. Because not only has Will, who's also on the call, requested it, it's also a childhood game. So for all three of us. Well, not so much Jamie, because I introduced her to the sub-series like, what, 10 years ago at this point?
I'm familiar with Dragon Quest because my grandmother would play it. Okay. I'd watch her play when she thought I wasn't looking.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the game, like, emulations is what I would honestly support for both preservation and, like, again, the secondhand market, especially in, like, the western side of the world, especially in, like, North America, are ridiculous. So if you ever want to get those games, like, in Canada or USA, I honestly sometimes just say, just play the emulations. If your computer can handle it, just do it. That's what I would say. I don't want people to spend $500 on a game that they may or may not play, kind of thing. It is unfortunate, is what I would say.
I think actually the Nintendo Museum got caught using emulators.
It's not that they got caught. I think it's more of like people don't realize that game development is not strictly on consoles. Like, if they strictly program on consoles, that's extremely difficult in a lot of reasons. Like, I don't know why people didn't think they were all like, emulation / on the...
It's more that they had, like, the system right there with the cartridge inside.
Well, it's because that the people call them out is because the people who call them out were in the prototype section, which was also strictly prohibited any, like, videotaping or any of the sort. So, again, a lot of foreigners are just ruining the fun. Let's see. That's pretty wholesome, dude. Finders keepers, I guess. Poor person who lost the game. But yeah, no, again, like, I'm sorry for the person who lost it, but it is one of those things that it is finders keepers, unfortunately. Definitely agreed on the handheld stance on it. It's an experience like no other. In my eyes, the DS is revolutionary, so it's like, yeah, no, like, I grew up with a DS. Me and my brother played Gen 4 crazy amount, and it was one of those, like, I cannot ever replicate that kind of feeling again because we've already played it. But ooh, snack time.
Mine is the Game Boy Color. I am old.
I'm adding some pistachios to it. Thank you, Sid.
I remember purchasing my first Game Boy Color by myself with my saved up allowance, and I even got myself a game to go with it.
You know what's funny is that I never bought my own handheld or console until Western, because I bought a 3DS XL for the first time with my own money at like that Fred Meyer night. Jamie, I don't know if you went to that night, but those nights.
I saw the tail end of that night. Wii U, Wii U, Wii U. I walked in. It's like, what happened here, guys?
Okay, no, that night specifically is slightly different. The Wii U night was a little bit after, but the night in question was at the beginning of my freshman year in university. There was like a Fred Meyer discount night. It's a grocery store, by the way, for those who don't know. And they were like, hey, if you go to this event at this night, we will have discounts all over the place, including their electronics. And I bought my 3DS there, my first ever handout that I bought with my own money. And then after that, I bought, helped buy a Wii U, and the N64 is like some of my other consoles.
I think I was the one with some of the odder consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Though mine were pretty banged up, just because I'd had it for so long.
Actually, Sid, since you love DSs a lot, what are your favorite games on DS or 3DS, whichever, any of the DS library, like 3DS, DS? I'm curious about what is your favorite / hidden gems that you have the fondest memory of having. It can be like it's just because like you own it because it's one of the rarest games of all time, or it could be just because you played it a heck of a lot, like Nintendogs or something like that. Like I'm curious. I never fully grew up with a DS because I came in during the time where I couldn't get it properly. My brother had the DS, and I only had the 3DS, which that's what my first handheld really was there. My mom got me Game Boy SP, so I played more GBA games, Game Boy Color games that we had. Which is why Dragon Warrior Monsters was a childhood game for me. Actually, Jamie, what kind of GBA game? Wait, actually, what was your first Game Boy Color game that you bought with your own money?
Pikachu.
Oh,
Pokemon Yellow.
Oh my.
That was my first.
You don't own it anymore?
No.
I'm gonna get you a
I
copy
do not.
of Pokemon Yellow.
That was my very first game. The reason I don't own it anymore is kind of sad, but whatever.
I will legitimately find you a copy of Pokemon Yellow.
More than okay. I got it emulated, not emulated, copy of it on my DS because I went and bought Pokemon Yellow very specifically for my 3DS.
That's fine. I'll get you a physical copy. I promise.
Oh, no. You do more than enough for me just hanging out with me.
I mean, you do the same thing to me too. So I at least I want to give you something in return.
And we haven't had much luck with the local disc places here lately.
Yeah, well, in Washington, there's a lot of that here. I found like actual box copies of Pokemon Yellow at like the convention at PAX and even here in local. So appreciate you asking. Great question. For me, Nintendogs was never a game that I explored because anti-piracy screen that I saw on YouTube scared me. Oh, was there an actual anti-piracy screen in Nintendogs? Because I always thought that anti-piracy that happened a little bit ago was always just a funny thing. It was not real.
Yes and no. Sometimes it was real, sometimes it wasn't.
Okay.
Sometimes it was overly exaggerated. But
I don't think there was, but it made it. But that was. Yeah, no, and then that makes sense. Like, I know there was like a time of when anti-piracy screens plagued my YouTube feed for a while, no, that makes sense. What other DS games were you like interested in? I've been playing a lot of 3DS because I got. Ooh. You pull Pokemon X. Oh, you know what? What's funny about that?
X is good.
Yeah, like X. Like here's the thing. Gen 6 is legitimately the last generation I've yet to play for Pokemon, like the mainline Pokemon games. And I finally got around to actually get like Pokemon X. It's like here, like when I was growing up, I skipped all of Generation 3, like Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green. I finally got a copy. Yeah, I got a copy of Emerald before it got up to $300. Like it was $80 in US. And I got it. I played it on stream. It was legitimately my first long playthrough, like along with Paper Mario. Fun fact about this channel. Yeah, not worth. No, personal opinion, I don't consider any game worth more than $100, let alone even $100, just because of the amount of content sometimes they have. I do say some games deserve like being played. Like, for example, Jamie would agree with this. Shantae on the GBC. Fantastic game. Effort in there is so good.
It has the graphic qualities of a Game Boy Advanced on a Game Boy Color.
Yeah, and I don't think you should ever pay $500 for that game. That's what me and my ex did. But the Slime Controller is well worth $900 easily. Yeah. But
actually, I think Shantae has better graphics than some DS games.
I can see that. But going on Pokemon, I skipped Gen 3. I finally got Leaf Green at PAX not too long ago. I'm on the quest to still collect them all. But Gen 5 I skipped, but I streamed Black and Black 2 on my channel about a couple years ago. 4? Oh, wait. Sorry. I forgot. Thank you. It's back in 2020. Oh my god, I've been streaming on this channel consistently for 6 years. Jesus. Thank you. I streamed back in 2020 Black and then Black 2 a bit after that. And then I got Gen 7. Yeah, I skipped Gen 5 and Gen 6 because I didn't want to get a 3DS at that point, because at that point 3DSs were kind of like not worth it for like the games and the price. So I skipped Gen 6, and I got Gen 7 after I got 3DS, because that's when Gen 7 came out, and I didn't get to play the Ultra versions, but I did get to play Gen 7 with my brother, because I got both copies. And then from then on, I've gotten every single double copy. I got Gen 8 double copies, and I got Gen 9 double copies, and me and my brother have been playing them ever since. I've streamed Black and Black 2. I played all the other generations. I love Generation 1 and 2. 2 is my favorite. I played a lot of Gen 4. I played and all the other stuff. And I streamed 5 and 3. But Gen 6 is the only series I have yet to play at all in any capacity. And I'm saving my Gen 6 first time playthrough of it. And I'm trying to spoil myself, not spoil myself too much from it. On stream. If you ever want to see me actually stream that, I'm considering doing it relatively soon, but again, there's a lot of things going on that I'm trying to get through, especially with requests and stuff like that I'm trying to make sure that I do, so that I don't wait on them too long. But I do plan on playing Pokemon X for my first time on my stream at some point. If you ever want to catch it, I don't know when it's gonna happen. I can't guarantee when I plan to do it. I don't think I'm going to be doing it by the end of this year, because I've gone to get through a couple requests before the end of this year. But I probably will try to aim for playing it early next year, 2025.
This is not a spoiler. It is good game.
Okay.
It does things differently, but it's good.
I mean, it was the first game to do 3D and all that stuff, so I'm excited. That's spoiler. Not a spoiler. Good game.
Not a spoiler.
I've heard criticisms about it, so I'll see what I feel like about it when I play it. But I'm not trying to judge it or anything. Actually, here's a fun fact for you guys about me buying Pokemon X. I actually went out of my way to go buy Pokemon X at a local game store nearby my place, right? Or nearby my work. And funny enough, I found Pokemon X for like about $35, so I paid like about a little less than 40 because of tax. And here's the funny thing. I go back home and to play it because I want to play my games in the off chance that some video game stores do a terrible job, or not terrible job, but miss that they are broken or something like that, right? Or just want to double check to make sure that they actually are working in order, kind of thing. At the very least, for a little bit. I play Pokemon X just because I've learned that when you get a copy of like old Pokemon games, always try to save whatever Pokemon that's on there if they have not moved it or something like that. So I was trying to do that with Pokemon X, trying to go to the PC and everything. And then, for some reason, every single time, I played this like 20 different times, loading it, unloading it, trying Pokemon Bank and all that stuff. The game bricked my 3DS. It always bricked my 3DS. I don't know what happened to it. It was loading properly for the first like cutscene opening and everything, and then bricks. I got to a point where I managed to check the PCs and everything, but it always bricks after a certain point. And I was like, this is just broken. I cannot play it. I had to go back to the same game store, showcase that I was like, he actually had to pull out his own 3DS to, so that I see that if I was lying or not. And of course, like I have to like prove it. So yeah, I did it, and it bricked. We couldn't press any button. We couldn't do anything. We had to hard like shut down the 3DS. And unfortunately, that game is just gone. Like they lost money, and that game is just a forever lost cause. There's criticisms online and people who love it online, probably universal about all Pokemon games, sadly. Like, here's the thing. I like a lot of Pokemon games. Sun and Moon had good ideas, but it's still probably my least favorite of the series, just because it's like it lacked a lot of things. 8 I enjoyed. It was just a little too simple and easy. Scarlet and Violet were definitely a return to form for a lot of reasons, but the bugs unfortunately were that. I've heard game cartridges dying prematurely. There are the essence of game cartridges. I would say it's more of the fact of how well they are taken care of, because if they are more modern games, so huh?
I owe you a shiny Larvitar.
All right, I forgot about that. If they are games from like GBA era, Game Boy Color era, GBA era, yeah, Game Boy Color, Game Boy games, handhelds, I think they are fine because of the design on them. They just have to be taken care of because, again, people can ruin the pins, people can put them in like terrible storage places, rust them. Yeah, they can die.
Spill a bottle of perfume on it, cough, 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 cousin, cough, cough.
Yeah, it heavily depends on like the status of the game and like what they are. If it's like more NES era kind of thing of game cartridges, yeah, those are technically more degrading right now, which is really sad because there are really good classic NES games. I even own the original Dragon Warrior or the original Dragon Quest in my collection, physical and everything. For 3DS and DS, yeah. But yeah, no, anything with 3DS and DS ones, those should be fine. As long as they're not in like loose copies you're thrown in like a bag of laundry clothes. You're not throwing it into the washer. You're not putting it into like a bed of like dusty, moist area kind of thing. Shiny Larvitar.
Actually, they could survive a beating pretty well, but not over time.
Yeah. Shiny Larvitar, you got a shiny Gibble, Jamie? They are asking.
Give me a yeah. I don't know if I have shiny Gibble. I like to shiny hunt as a funsy thing. I'm not very good at it because I'm colorblind-ish, but give me a second to figure out where my phone. There's my.
Yeah.
Because I both shiny hunt on Pokemon Go, and that could be transferred to other places too. But I don't know if I have it on Scarlet. So my phone is closer, and I'm less likely to run into a wall.
Will, you still there, by the way?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, just making sure. If you want to join in any of the conversation, you should feel free to.
I've slowly been amassing a shiny.
It's very important to take care of your and be gentle with your preservation. Yeah, no, I try to be. I'm still clumsy and I still do poorly on taking care of a lot of things. But at the same time, I'm like, if it's like consoles and controllers, while I like to take care of them, it gives me a little bit of pride to have a little bit of marking on them because that's what my Wii is. But at the same time, yes, I try to.
Yes, I have one shiny Gibble.
What are our time zones? So, Will and I, Willem is his username, are in the same time zone. We're in Washington State, so we have the same exact time zone. Jamie, who is Quizzlequack on online and stuff, unfortunately, she used to be in Washington State. Now she is in Illinois and is in 2 hours ahead of us.
Which is half the time why I'm slurring my words, because I'm about 2 hours later than everybody else.
Yeah. So scheduling like game time and stuff like that, especially since like I don't get off of work on like some of these days often. I try to stream. That's why I stream on like Thursdays and Fridays, because Jamie is the most difficult to work around with and schedule wise. So Will and I are a little bit more flexible with a lot of our schedules. I try to stream around earlier time. I usually stream on weekends, Saturday at 8 p.m. my time, for that type of stuff. But and then D&D would be like more in the evening too. But again, like this is more because of Jamie's sake, how she is unable to be in the same time zone as us. So I try to do as early as possible. A sirloin.
Yeah, to answer a question for earlier, I do have one shiny Gibble.
Isn't the Gibble yellow or is it green?
It has yellow sparkle. Let's check. I could figure that out. Give me 2 seconds.
Let's go. Shiny Garchomp looks dope.
I don't see colors the same way as everyone else does sometimes, so I kind of second guess myself a lot.
There are some shinies that are really cool. I still like some of my very first shiny. I don't count shiny red Gyarados. I don't count that because that's a guaranteed shiny, and honestly, it's more funny. It's more of an experience to get them randomly. I still legitimately remember my very first shiny was with my brother, and on a bootleg copy of Gold and Silver because it was on a dual cartridge. I really wish we had that because that's such a memory lane for that.
There we go. That's what it looks like. Now, never evolve Gibbles. Sharpedo doesn't look that different.
I'm glad that I bought a World Leaf. Holy crap.
Got nuked. No, that's not even one of the cooler shinies I got.
Hold on. I need to redo this. Holy crap!
You're not having good time there, buddy.
Nope, I almost died. Gibble. Oh yeah, it's more blue and yellow, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I am like half out of mom.
No, it's fine. I hope it's not too late for you. Oh, by the way, Sid. Oh my God, Lily's dead! Oh no! I hate defeat. I don't have another world leaf. Oh, this is bad. This is really, really, really bad.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, wait a minute. This is why I have Dran with Vivify. Oh, that's so close.
Oh yeah, I forgot about some of these guys.
Let's see. But yeah, I could definitely respect you working around stream time schedule to try to accommodate your friend. Here's the thing. I'm a person, if I had a choice to make my streams available to everyone, I would. I don't care about getting money. I want to make it as fun as possible. Yeah, I do have ads. Yeah, I'm an affiliate. But I like the affiliate status of people who actually want to subscribe to me and get like little emotes, and all that stuff. I like to give a little bit more fun to my streams, but it is all fully optional. I am not requiring any of those streams to be like subscriber based or anything of the sort. I could have, but I don't. I want to be more rewarding for people actually spending the money and time with me. And I like my streams to be just chill. I don't like people to go I don't want people to feel like they have to spend money on me. That's what I would say. So and accommodating with everyone, including my friends, I try to do my best. That's why I like with Jamie and stuff like that. I have different friends, different time periods. I try to work with around schedules, try to schedule ahead of time so we can try to block out some time, etc. Like, again, like if everyone wants to play, I try to make a game. I try to put on a game, like for example, like Mario Party, for example, that a lot of people would have play, or with like online. I think like what was it? Online like emulators and stuff like that, or online games. I try to be like, oh hey, here's a game that we could all enjoy together. I can understand how hard it is trying to
co-op is also nice.
Yeah, that's also true. I understand how hard it is trying to plan around that. It's busy. Yeah, PS time, so no worries there. No, that's good. Yeah, no, and that's why, like, again, like, it's hard to do that, but I try to do it, especially when it gets to a point where it's like, oh, how about planning around, like, what's the floor I'm on right now? Planning around, like, about, like, 8 different people on regarding, like, a game series or something like that, that takes
very hard.
That takes a lot. Like, I've done 8-person stuff, like Among Us, Project Winter.
I am bad at that.
I mean, we have fun with Project Winter, at least.
Oh, it's fun. It's really fun. I am just notoriously awful.
Yeah, but we all have a good laugh.
Especially if I forget I'm the traitor.
Oh, don't remind me, Jamie. We all laughed at you.
Why can't we get on, guys? What?
Jamie, you're the traitor. Oh, I am the traitor.
Yeah, it took Chris looking at my screen to figure out what I was doing.
I love that. I mess with that exclusivity, so cool, nice. Kudos to everyone who cooperates in the good time to each other.
I'm also bad at Among Us, same regardless. It's like, I honestly don't know how to play.
Like, you don't need to sound cheesy and corny. I mean, we all sound cheesy and corny and to our own degrees and everything. Like, I'm gonna fight.
We are very cheesy people.
Yeah,
I might be lactose intolerant, but this is the kind of cheese I adore.
And like again, like I appreciate the kind words and like the overall like liking everything. I do try my best, and I do want everyone to feel like they are included the best out of my abilities. I mean, I do sometimes feel bad when I don't read people's messages, especially when I'm playing like I missed your comment because I was paying attention to a game a little bit too closely, or I end up what was it like or I end up like being distracted like with a game like Mario Kart or something like that. That gets a little too busy.
Sensory overload.
The only type of cheese that's handable. You know what? Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. I gave the wrong one. Let's see if I can. So, what I'm trying to do right now is trying to get that servant. I am very close to getting that servant. I'm definitely in that area.
You're close.
I am close.
I'm sorry I'm slurring my words so bad.
I will do a sirloin right now. I should be able to get it. As long as I can beat that centaur, I'll be really good. No problem whatsoever. Definitely felt like saying it because I wanted you to hear, reciprocating my end. I mean, I appreciate against it. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the kind words. I'm giving you another sirloin. Sorry, I'm giving you a kind. Appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. It's people like you and all of my friends that I keep doing streams like this because I just genuinely have fun, and even if it's literally nothing but me grinding or whatever, I just like have fun. I would give you a sirloin if I had enough money. I will say.
Just as long as you have fun, Nick, that's the important part. Don't feel pressured into doing things to please people, because we enjoy you having fun more than that.
Yeah, I try to avoid that. I do enjoy torturing you guys in like other games like Project Winter. I torture Will in that sometimes. I kill him.
I think you and I torture poor James and Kyle when we play Overcooked.
Yeah, it's just a game that I want to go back to at some point. I will go back to hydrate. Let me actually. Do I have a hydrate?
I need to get practice because I really enjoy it. I am terrible, but I enjoy it.
Art was kind of sick back then. Hopefully, there's a 3D version of all these dudes. That's actually here's a fun fact. So Dragon Quest was made by Akira Toriyama, one of the 3 people who created Dragon Quest. So Akira Toriyama is also the creator of Dragon Ball. Rest in soul. I really love him. I wish I met him. But if you ever want to try this game on a 3DS version, get a 3DS emulator. I'm not gonna say whichever, because again, Nintendo's stuff like that. There is a remake of this game. It's vastly different, but I haven't tried it. But the quality of life should theoretically be better than this game, because the quality of life in this game, coming from Dark Prince to this game, is vastly different. Will and I can vouch for that. And it is a Japanese only game, so you will need to get a Japanese only ROM. But there is confirmed a English patch for the game. Like, people went out of the way and English, like, a lot of the text. So if you want to try it, if you want to try it, I highly recommend that. All right, there's a hydrate, and I got a munch.
Snacks are important. I gotta go see if Chris will get popcorn.
What kind of popcorn?
Seattle. Actually, supposedly there is a legendary popcorn mix that is supposed to be within spitting distance of where I am. It is supposed to be cheddar and caramel, and it's supposed to be really good. I have not had an opportunity to try it, though.
All servants out.
Get it? Did you get it? Did you get it?
Hold on.
Okay, Dran.
Yes!
Yes!
Oh! Lily died, but hey, we got it! We got it!
You got a whirlwind?
Servant was...
Nice.
Servant is literally the last boss monster I believe we can ever get. So this is actually a huge win.
We finally did it.
I'll take a look at Mets. Hey, it's the Mets, baby! The Mets! It's not the Mets, but it's the Mets. Servant. Hot Bloods. Blaze most Blizzard Focus. Okay. Well, we can use Servant for breeding for sure, but it is definitely a worthwhile monster to get. Fun fact.
Took a bit, but finally done.
It's fun fact. My brother, when he first looked this up, I remember him saying that the only way to get Servant was to kill the other two first, which was very difficult for both of us. And then in this specific order, we had to put a rib and a sirloin. That's it. And I remember that, and I was like, I don't remember where he looked it up, but it was something like that. But now that I know how this game works, it's like, okay, I could just give 2 sirloins and it's guaranteed. I gave another rib because I just wanted to be guaranteed that. But that's it. I definitely appreciate. No, yeah, no, for sure. And here's a fun fact. The Dragon Quest games, all are connected. Like, this game, while it's a spin-off of the series, it is still connected because the main character I'm playing as is a child, like I think 4 or 5-year-old child of one of the characters in like Dragon Quest 3 or 4 or something like that. Maybe 5. And all the references, like even that burning village, is actually based off a reference of one of the Dragon Quest games. Let me look at it. The burning village.
All this. Sorry, I was interrupting.
No, you can say it. What were you gonna say?
Majority, if not all of the boss monsters are inspired by other games, but
Yeah, and
with some exceptions.
Yeah, with some exception. So the burning village is actually based off an attack by the monsters as a reference to Dragon Quest 6. So that is a reference. I did not know about it all. Insert encouragement words. Cool moment. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. So I did get that. So the good news is that we are able to get all that. Oh boy. Oh. Now that we got some Andriels done, we got Servant. Again, that was the last monster I believe we could get. Let me double check on the Jamie post a bit ago.
Jamie post?
You gave us a list of monsters that we can recruit. It's like literally the first thing you put on.
Oh, I forgot I did that.
Yeah, Servant is there, Gigantus is there, and there's bosses, the Darkhorn was there. Okay, so, not the last set of boss, but, the last boss that we could get is not until, I believe, post-game-ish? Let me double check that. Or is it one of the... Oh, you know what? Is it the... Right, okay. So the last set of boss monsters that we can get is unfortunately an optional portal, because that portal is the tiny metal man. We need like 13 medals or something like that. Yeah, we need 13 medals before we can even get to those bosses.
Oh, that's a problem for us.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of game to go through, so... But as of right now, no other boss that we fight will be able to be catchable. We can make them, though. Playing as a...
Makeable, but not friendable.
Yeah. Playing as a 4 to 5-year-old catching monsters is dope. You know what? Yeah. When you're a child like that, I mean, when I was a child, I wanted Pokemon when I was like 10 years old. Like when I was getting was 4 or 5, and I was like, I want to be a Pokemon trainer. Like many of the people back in the day, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's cool how across the main and sub-series are callbacks motifs. I love about the games they include a lot of Pokemon. Dexio and Cena and Pokemon. Yeah, no, and for sure. Like, again, that's why I say, like, if you ever start with Dragon Quest games, you can play it any order. They're not exactly connected. They make references to each other. Well, I wouldn't say they're not exactly connected. They are connected, but there's none of them are required for you to really play to get into the series, right? Like,
There'll be some inside jokes you will miss, but outside of that, nothing too extravagant.
like here's the thing, and I'm not gonna spoil it because it's the very, very end of Dragon Quest XI, especially since I don't believe you beat it, Jamie.
I don't know where the end is.
Well, I know that there's like a few endings, and one of the endings of Dragon Quest XI specifically has a huge reference to a lot of the Dragon Quest games. And it took me some time to look it up because I beat the game like really early on. I think I beat it like within the first month or two of the game release. And it took me a little bit to look it up. And then it's like, oh, so this is where in the timeline it is. It will showcase you that. But if you know the game, it is actually really cool that they did that.
Oh.
So...
No, it is... Yes.
Yeah, no, again, Dragon Quest XI is a great game to get into the series. I highly recommend it for those. It's nothing too groundbreaking. It's not going to be like, oh, this is the revolutionary style of JRPGs. No, it's like basic JRPGs as you can think of. But what I love about the series is the characters, the designs, and the world. The story is like almost second nature to it, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Quest Remastered looks sick, cool graphics, lots of people tend to come. Yeah, like there's a lot of aspects of it, and I would recommend it for a lot of people. Like, if you like RPGs, you gotta at least try Dragon Quest. Is my opinion.
Yeah. One is not very hand-holding.
one that was made in the NES era where you have to look up the specific instruction guide and also call in the people. So if you want to try one, go for it. Don't expect it to be easy. I had to look up a few things just to make it easier on myself.
I happen to luck into it.
Yeah, I know that some people make challenge runs to be like, oh, hey, you don't look up anything for it. I do want to try it out on a couple games, like Mario and Runner Brothers and stuff like that, but I have yet to commit to that yet, so whatever, really.
I did have to look up a couple things recently for new Zelda game, but a lot of the time, yes, I was on the right path. Yes, I was doing the right thing, but my timing was off.
Dragon Quest XI-S is what I mean. There's a lot of HD remakes coming soon. Yeah, no. Dragon Quest XI S is a fantastic... Here's a fun fact. Dragon Quest XI original, which is delisted, so if you ever get a copy, that is the inferior version. While it has slightly better graphics in terms of shading and everything, Dragon Quest XI-S was made for original of the Switch, and it was sad to say I think it was Satoru Iwata, the last president of Nintendo, who passed away. That was one of his last requests for before he died. And so they made it, and it has not only a lot of extra content, like it actually has like a whole pixel world and has a whole pixel extra. It has actual orchestrated music, which was one of the biggest complaints about Dragon Quest XI originally. And it had a lot of extra features, and it was exclusive to the Switch for a short amount of time, like not short amount of time, but it was good for a while. So it was built for the Switch, and I honestly feel like it's best for the Switch. But if you don't have a Switch, totally fine. You can get it on any other console you feel like. HD remakes.
It's good.
Yeah. HD remakes, yeah. Dragon Quest 3 is considered it's considered the best Dragon Quest game of all time because of the story, how much it impacted the world. It's like the game, like Dragon Quest 1 was the start of all JRPGs, but Dragon Quest 3 set the standard, like the standard for JRPGs and RPGs in general. Like that's why it's such a big impact and why people make it a big deal.
I've beaten 1 and I've beaten 2, and now I've been found out that they're remaking 3. I've been waiting for it to remake.
I'm getting it next month. I already have the collector's edition. I'm hoping I can get it as soon as it releases, so.
I don't know if I just pre-order.
Would Dragon Quest 1 be comparable to something like Pokemon Diamond? Unfortunately, no.
Nowhere near no.
Yeah, so Dragon Quest 1, when it first came out, you have no partners. You're literally by yourself. You have one map, pretty much. It is very short, and if you ever played any of the like save features, like the original save feature of the game was you have to always go back to the castle and save with the king. There's no automatic saves with the start menu or whatever. However, with modern releases, you can do that, so don't worry about that. There's different areas where it will be very difficult. You have different various bosses that you will need to find. There is no instructions outside of like possibly some hidden dialogue or like here and there telling you where to go.
You have to talk to people.
You have to talk to people. You have to find them. There's little areas. You have to buy certain items to get to certain areas. You won't know what items are really good unless you actually test them out yourself. So, yeah. It's not really comparable to Pokemon Diamond, unfortunately. Dragon Quest Monsters is the only one I would say is comparable enough to Diamond.
It's like comparing OG Mario Kart to something like a 2002, or rather 2014 racing game.
Yeah. I would say that's probably a good analogy. That's insane. Innovation and creativity with no handle. I mean, keep in mind, back in the day, it was people bought with boxes with instruction manuals with them. So they would use those instruction manuals and then look up how to do things, or call Nintendo where they would help you about certain things. So it was a very different time. We have the internet now for a lot of that stuff, so it's a lot easier now.
I remember fighting with Dad to look up game guides when they first became a thing, because he didn't want to share his computer.
I mean, this game in itself was hard to do because Dragon Quest back in the day, it only got more popular recently because of 11, I would say.
As well as Smash.
Yeah, Smash, but it was definitely 11 that started it a little bit. Smash definitely pushed it a lot. So Dragon Quest was a niche game series in the West, and it was hard to find footing. It's still kind of niche now, but it's a lot more accepted. And Dragon Quest Monsters, oh boy, you're asking a sub-series into a niche franchise in the Western world. And that's why I was just like, finding instructions for this game specifically was not easy for my brother. What do you
don't
think of
you can
Dragon
find
Quest?
them.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Dragon Quest 1 was apparently a really short game though. Thought the length would
It
be a
is.
factor to make it somewhat easier, but I guess not. I mean, it was back in the day. So here's the thing. Back in the day, in original 1985, when like 1986, I believe, when the original game came out, that was NES cartridges, so they barely hold like a few bytes. Most of the time, a lot of like NES library, 90% of the library was all short sit and play. That's it. Dragon Quest was one of, if not the first game to have save data. So a lot of programming went into saving the game at any point in a sense into the game. And that took a lot of like programming incentive. So like it was an innovative back in the day. So, but it was short. NES games are short, unfortunately. But nowadays it's short. But back in the day, that was like equivalent to a 100-hour game back in the day. Just because of how much area and stuff they had to put into it. So it makes sense, but also like it's still impressive to this day if you really think about it. What do you think of Dragon Quest 2? Unfortunately, I did not play Dragon Quest 2. I am gonna go play at some point. I do know they added the partner system into Dragon Quest 2. But Jamie is the one who...
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, Jamie would be probably the most experienced on that.
I've played it. I'm pretty sure I've beaten it. However, I'm also half out of my mind.
You have any
It
comment
is
on
honestly a lot of fun.
Mhm.
There are some frustrating bits with like the menu and whatnot, but overall it's well written. Partners tend to have good skills. And overall it's just a good time.
Which is good.
I need to go to bed. I'm starting to pass out on you.
No worries. You can drop off. Me and Will continue on the conversations and do some little bit of extra grinding before we call it off. Take it easy, Jamie, and thank you so much for joining. You rest well.
Thank you. Night,
Good
bye.
night. Will, you still here,
Button.
Will, you still here?
Button.
Yep, I'm still here.
I read DQ2 was a really hard game. Good night to the person stuffing out. Yeah, no. She heard. DQ2, I would not be surprised to be hard. It is not an easy game. Like, again, like a lot of Dragon Quest games are not exactly the easiest. There's definitely games in there that are way easier because of like modern day quality of life. If you want to try the series, go for any of the series entries. There's a lot of favorites and a lot of considerations on what would be the best for certain people. But yeah, DQ, like here's the thing. DQ 1, 2, and 3 never got a remake, I believe, in a sense. Like I say this in a remake in sense because of and not being remastered for like phones and stuff. Like this is like a full-on remake because 4, 5, and 6 were remade for the DS. 7 and 8 were remade for the 3DS. 9 has never been remade, but it was made for the DS. 10 was a Wii MMO surprisingly, and technically was remade for the Wii, for the Switch at some point, which I will get at some point. And then there's 11, which technically got a remastered, like updated version, but you know what? So technically 1, 2, and 3, and 9 never got a remake. And 1, 2, and 3 were like the biggest influences of like JRPGs, because I said, like I mentioned, Dragon Quest 1 set the beginning of JRPGs in general. 2 introduced like the party system. I know that was a big thing, and 3 was like its biggest on like story and like a lot of other things. I don't know everything about it because I never played Dragon Quest 3, but I've wanted to play it, and I've owned the NES version of it, and I was thinking of getting the the Switch version of it at some point, but when they announced the remake of it, the 2D HD version, I immediately bought it because I want to play that. So, yeah, 1, 2, and 3 were just really, really difficult. So if you ever get into them, be careful is what I would say. Oh yeah, Dragon Quest was published in 2005 as Dragon Warrior. Wow, it was really that late? I thought it was much, much earlier. Huh. I was wrong on that one. I mean, the main character, the main mascot of the game is called Slime, which is honestly the most adorable of them. A female metal drac. Ooh, hold on, Will. We might need to double check a few things. I'm gonna name you Dean because you are DM. No, I will do. Yeah, no worries. Like, again, like, I totally say that this series is some of the most fun I have, and it is definitely a series worth getting into. It's not for everyone. Again, like RPGs is long. Like, you need to dedicate a lot of time for it. I mean, Will, where are you with Dragon Quest 9?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
that game is not being merciful with me. And I'm not trying to 100% anymore, and it's still not showing me any mercy.
There.
It's like, what the heck did I do to it? I'm just trying to play. I'm okay.
I'm gonna restart that. I don't want to get a, I'm doing save states because this is gonna take forever to do it, and it always saves after each breed. So if I were to do it, this will take forever to get things right. That's why I'm not the big. I try not to save states as much as I can, but I do save states because it makes things go a lot faster, and I don't want to be at this for too long. He sounds like he's been working overtime again. Like, okay, here's the funny thing, Sid. So you know how long to beat of the website, right? If you don't know it, it's basically as it sounds, how long to beat games. It gives you a general gist of it for users who input the game, how long to beat the main story, side stuff, on average kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. Normally, when it comes to games, I see how there's a difference from like main story, side quests, and all that stuff. Yeah, JRPGs are long. I feel like it's crucial to soak in narrative time. It's a very important aspect of the game. Yeah, no, and that's true. And some JRPGs go for like 100 hours sometimes, because just for completing 100%, and that's like collecting every single item. I discovered on Twitter, and I showed this to Will. I discovered on Twitter that Dragon Quest 9, if you just played the story, is like 20-30 hours long. Then you look at 100%, and it jumps to the average length of that game to about 800 hours. I was just like, what the heck happened to this game? And so Jamie, who just left, who played the game, confirms that the reason why it's so long is that there are like battles and like items that you need to get in order to win some of those. And it's a grind fest. Like, it's not a joke. You can look this up, how long to beat. Look up Dragon Quest 9, Starry Skies or whatever, and all that stuff. And it is insanely long. And here's the funny thing. I found a copy, a full box copy of Dragon Quest IX, and I sent it to Will and being like, hey, do you want to play this? And 100% it, and Will decided to be like, yes. And I was like, do you know what you're getting yourself into? And he's like, yes. It's like, are you sure? Yes. I asked Will multiple times if he wants to do this, and he said so. And now, after like months of having it, he regrets ever saying yes to it. Ain't that white, Will?
Game shows no mercy.
Yeah. I honestly don't know how bad it is. I will never 100% a game of that length, honestly, unless I really, like, thoroughly enjoy every single aspect of it.
And sadly, I missed a spot where I could easily have ground out some levels because of the metal slimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that until it was way too late because I looked it up. And then found out, nope, I'm too late. I'm all the way over here. And metal slimes were all the way back at this point. And it's too late to go back to do them. Because they're no longer there now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of aspects in that game, and I'm just like, Jesus, what? I don't know how it got so, like, so difficult. So yeah, no, that's a fun fact about that Dragon Quest game. I don't think it's the longest hard 100% game out there, but it sure is one of the more difficult ones. I am trying to make a metal track right now so that we can progress on that one. Will, how long do you have for yourself? Sunrise, Alex, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy everything. Blah. I'm slurring my words. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy some old talks of JRPGs and stuff like that, history and stuff like that. So yeah, are you interested in Dragon Quest games or Dragon Warrior games? We are all fellow. Well, me and my other co-commentator Will is fellow Dragon Quest persons, but Sid here has been talking about it, and I've been introducing them to the series, so it's been really cool. So yeah, how you been doing? Dragon Quest IX is like the entire length of the One Piece series in the game. I honestly would like to say yes. That gets me talking. Oh my god. Are you like a Dragon Quest IX fan? Because I haven't played that game. I will admit, I haven't played a lot of the Dragon Quest games. I do want to get more into it, but yeah. Also, Dragon Quest IX being entire One Piece series. Probably at the current moment, yes, but you know, One Piece is still going on and it's gonna go even further, so it's hard to say, but yeah, Dragon Quest is like watching the entirety of One Piece. What did you say, Will?
What?
Playing Dragon Quest IX, trying to 100% that is like watching the entire series of One Piece.
It's lengthy. There are quests you have to do and just to unlock other quests, and then you gotta do other things just to unlock other stuff. And then, of course, you gotta unlock classes just to be able to unlock other side quests. Because you have to unlock certain abilities just to be able to do those side quests.
The moment I get in here, you're saying my favorite game. I mean, hey, we're people who accept a lot of games. So I'm like, okay, so Sunrise, just to give you a quick before we deter to a Dragon Quest 9 talk. My name is Blazer Gamer 112. I also go by Blazer or SS Blazer online. I play a lot of wide variety games. I do have my camera on at times. I usually play on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So whatever time zone you're in, that's where I usually start. I do have played like other things like D&D on Sundays, or like these games on Thursday or Friday. There's no guarantee I will play it on these days because I try playing it with another friend who just went to bed, unfortunately, who's also a really big fan of Dragon Quest games. So she's also played DQ9 and she really likes it. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, I do play a variety. I do like to play games I haven't played before, like Dragon Quest. So if you want to come in and chat, feel free. You can follow and all that stuff. I do have a Discord. So yeah, just letting you know, I do try to stream weekly. There are some weeks I go off. Here's the thing, for Sid and Sunrise, I won't stream on this Saturday because I am going to a party. So unfortunately, I won't be streaming this Saturday, but I will be streaming consistently. So if you guys want to keep chatting and all that stuff, always open. So just letting you know. Anyway, reading your comments. I was just in a DQ9 stream talking about wanting remake. You know what? Here's the funny thing. I actually was talking with my friends and even Sid here about how, funny enough, DQ9 is one of the only Dragon Quest games to not get a remake. Like 1, 2, and 3 used to not get a remake because I don't count like the release on phones being one of them. But when DQ 1, 2, and 3 got a remake, literally DQ9 is now the only game in the series that does not have a remake of any kind. I don't want to count Dragon Quest 11 because that is way too new. So there's that. Because 10 did technically get a remake for the Switch. It is not even I need. I know they can do it. They just gotta believe, which I would agree. And also, don't get me started on Pissarro. Is this Pissarro or Pissarro? Are you talking about Dragon Quest Dark Prince? Because like I actually did play that on stream, and I ended it not too long ago with Will here. He and I played it at the same time, and we got to play through the story, and we both enjoy it. We actually did both really enjoy it. Totally all good. I'm in Discord, so hopefully I'll get the ping. Yeah. No, I'm not active in Discord, but I do go live, and it should ping everyone who wants to get the notification. So yeah. Just saw your message. Yeah, I'm a DQ fan. I know. 1, 2, 3 had multiple remakes. I still count 1, 2, and 3 just like re-releases, but yeah, they had. I mean, those are originals, so yeah. Master of Monster Kind, he looks dope as F. Yep. Like again, like I do like a lot of different games. Yeah, and we can talk about different games via like different series, just not Dragon Quest. If you guys want to change the subject, like I do like Dragon Quest. It's not out of my realm to be like, hey, it's this is a game series I don't want to talk about or whatnot. I'm more than happy and open to talk about a Dragon Quest. I'm just like a variety gamer in a sense, so I like a lot of them. Will and I have played a lot of games in our time.
Yeah. 1 week I can finally play a game I've been waiting for.
Which is
Belgard.
Yeah. I'm gonna quit the cartridge and go back to playing it because I did save right before it.
Be playing it on Halloween.
And you should have gotten Mario Party.
Nope, that's happening in February.
Yeah, happened in February. Could have just played with us and enjoyed the chaos. Yeah.
No, I enjoyed the chaos of watching the disconnection and everything.
Or we figured that out. Yeah, half human, half demon was brute. Half human and half demon. Again, like, if you ever get into Dragon Quest Monsters Dark Prince is a solid entry in my book. Like other people. TQ9. Yep. Alex, what other games are you interested in other than DQ? I'm curious about. Also said, I don't think I fully got what game series that you are so into. I know we drifted a lot, but I don't know. I'm not engaging in chaos would be something I do as well. I'm just a bystander here. You know what? That is understandable. I play some chaotic games. I've also played some really bad games on my stream that I honestly hate. For example, I've played Superman 64. If you don't know what that game is, it's basically considered one of the worst games of all time. I beat it all on stream. I did it because a YouTuber was playing it and has been at it for like 14, 16 years and has yet to still beat it. And I'm just like, I want to know what it is. Not Super Mario, Superman. Superman 64 or just like Superman, yeah. Superman, like, just like Alex said. I played it all. If you want to, for some reason, watch it. This joke's... Oh, oh yeah, no, I couldn't tell. No worries. It's hard to tell when someone's sarcastic or super making joke on text, so I do miss some jokes. So sorry about that. I did play it all, and it's all recorded onto my live stream archive channel on YouTube. If you want to go watch it, it had a ring thing and it looked gross. Yeah, not the best. It definitely was not a great game, but it was a game I beat. Thank you, Sunrise, for the follow. There you eyes. Welcome to the Gamer Crew. There's no problem with that. From time to time, I tend to do that well. You're good. Okay, that's good. Glad to hear it. But yeah, more energy. I do play a lot of different games, and a lot of it, let's see. In the turn, honestly, I don't really like this wall hit. Welcome to the Gamer Group. Yep. I do like to play around with it. Gamer Crew. Oh, shiza! Here's a mimic. Well. The only thing I hate about this mimic, it could do that. You know what that means. Kill it. What is that? Oh, is that the... what's that monster called? I mean, this game is called something else. Oh, man. I remember in Dark Prince, that was one of the hardest monsters to find. Yeah, I'm not losing my items and stuff like that. I have so many good ones. Especially since I'm trying to get tiny medals. Sure. I just forget the name. I don't know every single monster's name. Do you remember seeing your YouTube channel at one point where you had a bunch of retro games posted up there? My memory could just be a dog crap though. No, I did have a lot of retro games posted at one point. I did do a retro game run at one point, and it was one of the fun things I did all day at one point, and I got like 30 different games. I do play a lot of different retro games too, like this game. So there's that goodie bag. Yeah, that would make sense. Like I do play a lot of different games. Like if you don't remember what games I play, don't feel bad. I play a large amount of games. It is more of a shock that if you know a lot of them. Like, oh. Let's see, what kind of games did I play? Sorrow it does look good. I don't know. I don't know. His whole character arc in the whole series, in the whole monster series, was a little bit weird to me, but I did like how they went around with a lot of things, so I'm still okay with it. And his mother was all concerned about him. Not gonna try to spoil too much, because if you ever get into it, Sid, I don't want to spoil anything about it too much. Let's see, what other games I've played on my streams? I know I've played like, let's see, -1. Yeah, that's -1. I've listed on my streams. I have listed 104 games that I have labeled as beaten in terms of at least the story. There's some games that I would be like, okay, I can go back to for extra content that I have yet to really go back to, but you know what, that's it. My brain wouldn't be able to comprehend the amount, let alone the individual names. Very decorated gamer you are. I try to be. I like to be organized when I can. I also take requests for game series. Like, I used to have my game requests up to like 50k. Like, if you look at my channel points, I did have requests up to like 50k at one point, but then people kept like being able to do those often because I have like friends, I have like already like regulars on my streams, so they would grind up those points really fast. I had to push it up to 100k, unfortunately. But I've gotten some requests on there that were pretty interesting. Like, I'm currently working on a request-wise. This game is literally a request. What am I talking about? Will in this call has requested this game. And funny enough, for you, Alex, and Sid, I've been at this game for over a year, and I could have beaten this game way earlier. But I'm playing on an original cartridge, and, well, we didn't exactly have the best of save files, because I think this is like our 4th or 5th reset, because the save files kept being deleted because a lot of the save files are based off batteries. So unfortunately, we kept losing a lot of our save files and ended up like resetting it multiple times. You need to play DQ Heroes. I've heard about this. I haven't got around to actually play those. I've always wanted. I wanted to. That's so messed up now. I mean, that's what you get for playing like these really old games. If you play it on an emulator, it'll be different because then you won't necessarily lose your save file. But no, again, like, it makes sense why I lost it. Yes, Sorrow. Oh. Yeah, I mean, there's so many other games I want to play, so I've been wanting to play it, Alex. I don't know when I want to play it, but it is on my list of like games I want to consider doing at some point. I just don't know when I'll do it. It's hard to say because I have so many games I'm trying to play right now. I like the stream games I've listed, like 104 games. And not including the ones that I'm still going on right now, are not at all some of the games I've played on my own spare time. Because I have, like, other games I'm going in my spare time, like Ace Attorney Investigations. Ace Attorney is a really fun series if you guys don't know it. Oh, DQ is my hyperfixation lately. Hey, dude. I have hyperfixation too. I could get into like many different series and talk about that. Heck, my favorite, one of my favorite series is Pokemon or Pikmin. You want to talk about those? I will go off the rails with some of them. So no need to apologize. We're all gamers here, or at least people who are interested in games. I even play games with friends that are not progressing, because like Saturday nights I like to play like multiplayer games with people, Jackbox with audience if I ever get enough people who'd audience wise. And I like to just play with them because Saturday nights is like a lot of people's like free time to just play around with each other. So I try to do that. Will, how much longer do you have with you?
I'm still awake, so I still got a good while on me.
Okay, good.
We can end whenever.
So never ending. We're going for 24 hours. Got it.
Yeah, why not?
How do I... Oh, why not? DQ9 built up his resistance. Will, would you say you built up a resistance for DQ9 with DQ9?
I probably will after I beat it.
How far would you say you are with the game?
God, I'm entirely unsure.
Wow. They actually have a metal slime.
Huh.
You know what?
I know it's not the first metal slime we came across.
No, it's not. But this one can't run away. So I'm just going to sirloin it and see what kind of monsters we possibly get. 24-hour DQ stream. I honestly don't know if I'll ever do a 24-hour DQ stream, but I do know that 24 hours is one thing I was considering doing at some point. I can't guarantee when it will happen. It is possible. It is a thing I wanted to commit to at some point. Not anytime soon.
I should make you 100% DQ9.
Oh, I am not doing that. I do not care. I don't care what you pay. I don't care what you say. I am not DQ. I am not.
Make you lose your sanity along with me.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Join me in this boat of crazy.
Nah, no, you can do that. You're on your own. I think I'm okay without Berserk. But you just said 24 hour. I said 24 hour, but I never specified when and if I would do DQ. It's an idea that I've had for a while, yes. Also, yes, he is playing DQ9. Oh, I got another dragon. You know what? Sure, why not? So I didn't get the metal slime, but you know what? Another dragon would be good. But yeah, he is playing DQ9. He's just been at it for like forever. So that DQ9 is actually not his. That is actually my copy, Alex. I got it because I heard about the long, like, you know, at 800-hour 100% completion. I found it at a retro game store, complete box, and I asked Will here if he is willing to 100% it. He took it I asked him, made sure multiple times, and he says he was willing to it. It's been months since I last gave it to him back in June, and he's still not 100% because of just the amount of time it committed to his brain.
Just trying to work on that. I took too many. I bought too many at once.
Say,
Brains. I shouldn't have done that.
say, Pokemon X and Y is the only game from the Pokemon franchise that you haven't played. I say, like, in terms of mainline games and generations, yes, that's the only one I haven't played. That means you've gotten to play. I haven't played Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I have played Sun and Moon. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is a game series I will play. I don't count the remakes or remakes of it in a sense fully, because I already technically played that generation and the series, but I will play Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon at some other point. Is he streaming? It takes 750 hours to 100% it. Yeah. He used to stream. I mean, there are times he's planning to come back to streaming, but he doesn't have the same equipment as I do. And even then, I don't think he wants to redo his playthrough of Dragon Quest IX just for streaming.
No, thank you. I don't want to lose my sanity.
Also, hi, Mike. Yeah, no, he doesn't. Let's see. You should totally give it a shot. I heard it's really good. I definitely fixes a lot of issues. My brother actually legitimately has a bit of a problem with it, and it's only because it loses some of the story and characterizations that Sun and Moon had. I do want to go back to it at both Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon just to see what my brother meant, because I didn't really like Sun and Moon when I first played it. But again, it was a while ago. My first impressions always change time, so meh.
I mean,
No, I'm not.
I like the DQ9 game. Just
See, so here's the issue with that, unfortunately, Alex. He's not playing on an emulator. He's playing on an actual cartridge. And at the current moment, there are ways I could take out the save file and put it on the ROM or something like that. If he wants to, I could help him with that. But if he's talking about physical cartridge, he currently does not have a capture card like I do. I have a couple that I could lend him to him, but I don't know if he trusts himself to keep them not damaged. And it's up to Will. It's fully up to him if he wants to do it. I prefer X and Y over the Ultras. Ooh, Tatsu Call. Nice. We got the Tatsu Call, Will.
so. Yeah, I know I was supposed to join for 76, but I was sleeping, napping.
He was napping for this stream.
I was napping a lot. Because, idiot me, I took a melatonin this morning when I shouldn't have.
Why?
I didn't realize I was taking a melatonin. I was taking my pills like I was supposed to this morning, and dumb me grabbed the melatonin along with them.
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like the time where my mom was trying to give me and my brother some cold, like some cold medicine. Usually medicine that helps us go through the day without feeling like we're dying from a cough or whatever. And it's funny because my mom at one point didn't understand what was the difference between a nighttime and a daytime medicine. And so she would give us the nighttime medicine. And my brother and I, while we were trying to do homework and stuff, would always fall asleep at our desks. And my mom would always complain to us like, why are you so tired? You should have gone to bed early and blah, blah, blah. Eventually she learned that, oh no, it's literally the medication that she gave us because it has drowsiness. I find that kind of funny. I will say, like, let's see. I have gotten a lot of people up to a good level. I might consider ending it off after this one first, as well as like potentially ending it off after I get like one more breed in for today. Because again, like if Alex and Sid, if you guys don't, since I don't know, you guys probably don't know what I'm trying to do right now. I am pretty far into the game where I can probably get to the final boss if I really did stuff like that. But I'm trying to get like the ultimate monster in this game, a gold slime, which is called a gem slime in later games. Alex, you should know this one because of like Dragon Quest Dark Prince. Monsters Dark Prince, like yeah, Sorrow, in his game he can make one. And it is a really hard monster to make, more so in this game than in Dark Prince, because that Dark Prince actually, it took you like what, a few hours to get everything?
Actually a little less, because I already had quite a bit of the stuff.
Well, it's also that you had the DLC, so you could automatically grab some of that too.
I was able to go. I could go to the molehill and get some of the stuff, but I didn't use the molehill to get my gem slime.
It is a little bit, definitely a little traumatizing though. I could see if it's traumatizing. It didn't traumatize me, luckily enough. But yeah, no. Gem slime in this one, or a gold slime, is actually pretty difficult because there are two ways to get it. So, Sid, to give you like an idea of how difficult it is. In this game, this game only tells you the ingredients of the monster if you have gotten the monster. And in a lot of this game, you can't know of it without like looking them up unless you experiment all over the place. And as you saw, I can only save after I experiment and stuff like that. And certain monsters are locked behind post-game. So I can't even get it unless I beat the game. And the second part of it is that there's some monsters that you can never get at all. As I mentioned, it's like there's some boss monsters that are in this game that we can't recruit. So that's one thing. In the ingredients for gold slime, it requires 2 Metal King slimes. At least this is what this game says. Metal slimes are basically the high agility, high evasion rate. Like, if you think about it in Pokemon terms, think about a Pokemon having like max defense, the max it can ever hold, and max like EVs, like not EVs, evasion. Max it can ever hold. Like it doesn't it can never miss. Most of the time it always misses, kind of thing, right? But their health and the health is atrociously small, like to a point where it could be like 10 HP for a Pokemon. So theoretically it can so max IV, no, not max IVs. It's like it max evasion stat mainly. Sorry, I messed up there. But it has max evasion, max defense, but its health is like shoot, I don't have a sirloin, but I have a lot of ribs. Ooh. Hold on. I need to focus on this for a little bit, Sid. Sorry, I'll go back to my story in a second. Hope that doesn't kill. No! Oh, that's not what I wanted. Ah, that lava man would have been really good. Oh, that's one of the monsters I need to breed, but I guess technically breeding would be better because breeding gives you like extra stats. Oh, I was really hoping. Well, okay. Anyway, going back to my story. Yeah, evasion is like a hidden stat, but basically it's high defense, high evasion. Yeah, that's one of the monsters I need and I'm trying to make. But yeah, it has high evasion, but it has like 10 HP or less. So each attack of any monster almost at any level would almost give like 1, 2, or 3 damage. Unless you get a critical, which bypasses a lot of that stuff. And that's how insanely hard it is. So it would ask for 2 Metal King slimes, which, ignoring how to make Metal Kings, it is a very difficult monster to make. So with that idea, so and with breeding, it retains the same stats as like its parents. So if I were to make a gold slime with 2 Metal Kings, it would have high evasion and high defense, but it would have abysmal HP. So if anything got it to it with like a critical or anything like that, it will die. Now, gold slimes are really good because a lot of their they're immune to a lot of attacks, and they are just bulky as heck. So what my brother did was he looked up, and I still remember it, and it is still within the game. There is another way to breed, and in this game there's multiple ways to breed monsters. It just only tells you one way. In this game, the other way is the most complicated way to make it, because you need, like, you saw that Lava Man. There's an opposite version called an Iceman. So that you need breed both of those to create something called a gold golem, or in like later Monster Hunter terms would be a ball heap. Ball heaps are really gold golems are really good because it has like a really high attack, it has really high stats. And so if you breed it with the appropriate monster, I forget, yeah, you breed it with like another king slime, it will not only retain the really high defense and like but it will retain like the high HP, because king slimes are insane. Regular king slimes are really insane in terms of like HP, and like it has high attack power. So basically you would make a insanely tanky monster that is already immune to most attacks. Its defense may not be as high as metal slimes, but it's still high enough to tank like 50 different attacks all at once and still be alive. And yeah, no, it's just so much of a better version. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is to grind it up. And unfortunately, I have to like breed monsters and make them level at least 10 to make them. And I also have to train them up to a certain level if I want certain stats / moves. Because once you breed them, the inheritance of those stats and moves do not go over if you haven't gotten them yet. Kind of like using a Destiny item. My bad, Pokemon reference. No, it's for sure. Is Destiny Knot, remind me of what Destiny Knot is. Will, what is Destiny Knot again? Like, what does it do again? Do you remember?
Like what move?
No, not move. Item. Destiny Knot? I forget.
Item.
I forget what Destiny Knot do again. I know of the item. I just forget what it does.
And I think it's different. I don't. Oh, because in X and man.
Oh, so an inheritance of an individual values of IVs. Oh. Oh, I don't get into the competitive side, so I don't know all the details. But no, that sounds about right now that I think about it. Yeah. So okay, cool. Yeah, right. So yeah, it's basically like that. It is like same thing breeding, but you get like you get inheritance of both the moves that you would normally learn and then the moves of your parents and their stats. But again, like this game has a lack of like some things like knowing when like getting all the future and previous moves from your parents kind of thing, because you don't get those, I believe, until unless you level up for that specific move, which is why I have one of my monsters here for like a specific move which I know that Will looked up for, but for some reason it's not coming out.
Oh, it's just the wording that's confusing.
I'm trying to look at that move. Heal Us. Heal Us is what I'm trying to get, and in Dragon Quest Monsters, I need to reach level 20, which I think I already have. Yeah, you're 21. Your talent just needs to be 120, yeah, with a 140 max HP, which I already passed. Wait, do I not have it?
Have what?
Heal Us should have been added to Dead Noble a long time ago.
What?
It says I need to reach a level 20. I have at least a max HP of 140 and a 120 intelligence, which I all have. Why is it not coming? Oh, did I? Hi, James, by the way.
Did he try to learn it and then we got rid of it without realizing it or something?
No, we can't because he has so much space. So I would have automatically let.
That's not that then.
Also, I'm sorry if I don't retain some info. I don't pass around this time, but I'm getting sleepy. Hey, no worries. I do stream pretty late at times. When do you guys usually bed? I am gonna try to end it off relatively soon, so I don't go to bed. I honestly, both Will and I sometimes don't go to bed until like 2, 3 in the morning. Yeah, but I usually stream at like 8 p.m. Pacific time on on Saturdays. So we're gonna have to look that up. Heal Us again later, Will.
Yeah. Figure the Heal Us out. Why things are not working with the Heal Us.
Yeah, let's figure that out next time. I think what I'm gonna do is that since we have gone for more than 2 hours, I'm gonna end it off once I finish up this. So give me like about another 20, 30 minutes and I should end it off. If you want to go to bed, more than welcome to. Don't feel like you need to stick around because whatnot. All right. Sorry for keeping you up, by the way. If and all that. I do want that snow staff to sell just in case. I don't need this many warp rings. I'm gonna go straight to the holes and get out of here. Yeah, it feels kind of weird. I should have gotten it, but is it because of the heal all that I have? No, I've had multiple heals.
This is confusing.
Appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know and reminding me. I usually can't handle a lot of information at once, but it's been a while since and that's for sure, Sid. It's been nice seeing you again. Breath of fresh air kind of side. Enjoy the conversation. No worries, dude. I appreciate you coming in. I am more than happy to talk about anything, as long as it's topics that I feel comfortable talking, of course. But for sure, definitely seeing you again too. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I will. If you ever drop by, feel free. I do try to stream on Thursdays and Fridays. For this game at least, I might consider this as a regular thing for Dragon Quest games or any other like RPG games that me, Will, and Jamie might have, because again, we, Will, and Jamie like to hang out and stuff like this. I might bring out other games too. Saturdays is my main thing, of course. I usually try to announce when I'm not available, at the very least, on my Discord that you are part of. D&D usually happens on Sundays, but again, we've been on a hiatus for a while, so But yeah, I hope you take care of yourself. I really do appreciate you stopping by. It's been nice. Oh no, you got an ad. Oh, let me know. Hold on. Let me. I hope you are coming back. Hold on. God, I hate ads. Let me just end it off here. Sid, are you back yet? I'm gonna keep asking that. Oh, hey, is that? Oh yeah. All right, we're back. Okay, you're back. Okay. No worries. I don't know when ads are. That's why one thing I don't like being affiliate. If I wasn't, but then again, I think even me being an affiliate might not matter at this point, because Twitch does ads all the time. But what I was saying, Sid, was that I appreciate you joining in. I really do appreciate you dropping by. I do try to stream on Thursday and Fridays for this game specifically for now, but I might continue it for other games with me, Will, and Jamie. We do like to hang out and chat about random things. Saturdays is my main streams for like mainly multiplayer games, or like mainly like games that I like to play with friends. At 8 p.m. I actually closed the time while trying to click the chat button. No worries. Yeah, Saturdays is usually I like to play multiplayer games with random people or friends mainly. And then late Saturday nights, like after midnight and stuff, I usually just play single player games or whatever. I do have a live stream archive channel, and even my own highlights and my Twitch channel are also there if you want to watch. D&D is usually on Sundays at around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, but again, those are really a hiatus. I might stream on those here and there, but depends on how I usually feel. I usually take that day as a relaxing day, but I also try to keep up with at least Saturdays when I'm on and off, when I'm gonna stream. But yeah, Fridays, Thursdays Thursdays and or Fridays of each week I might not stream. I do try to stream on one of them at least once a week for this game at least. So there's that. So yeah, if you ever want to pop by in, feel free. You don't have to, but I do appreciate you coming in and dropping by. Discord, I will be active. If you want to chat in there, I will try to respond to messages best I can. Sometimes I forget to, and that's my bad. So, but if you ever want to discuss games, there is a game discussion channel on my Discord. We do, if you want to discuss anything about the Discord, like anything about games, I do have that. So yeah, take it easy. I do hope you take it well, do well. Yeah, and feel free to drop by again. It was nice chatting you, Sid, and everyone else who is lurking. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Will, for joining in.
Yep.
Night, James. We will play games, hopefully. Oh, I need to message you and Lissa later, but yeah. Yeah, no worries. Have a good night, Sid, and thank you so much. And anyone else, thank you so much for lurking or waiting. Rest well, everyone, and stay safe. I drop by. Well, we'll try to stop being inconsistent. No worries, Sid. Don't worry about it. Drop by when you can. Everyone's busy, and I just hope I wish you the best, and rest of the day. Rest well, stay safe, and I will see you in another stream by mine or someone else's. And yeah, I will usually have my cam on Saturdays anyway. And yeah, everyone take it easy. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. There we go. Bye bye.